Welcome once again to Octane Mobile Gaming. Now this week I think we've got a really nice deck. So I'm gonna go straight ahead and do my vault. So this is my first tier, which is absolute rubbish. So far nothing from the first tier. Just got evolution coins. I'm prepared to go up to the fourth tier of this pack because basically I need the coins if I'm gonna craft two cards from this deck. So we've got a support card, second support card, and I think that's it for the second tier as well. So let's see what we get from the third tier, and hopefully the third tier is much better than the first two tier anyway. So let's see what we get from this tier. So first up, okay, rubbish, and that's the main card or the event card, and this will be my guarantee relic. So that's it for the third tier as well. So pretty much nothing exciting from the first three tiers of the pack. However, I'm willing to go up to tier 4 just to get an extra 3 season coin and see if we can get at least a master collection or ultra rare from the vault. Okay, so again, that's my guarantee event card, so I don't think I'm gonna get anything else apart from my guarantee relic, and that's it. So four tiers within the vault, and nothing to really write home about, nothing to celebrate about this week. So is what it is. It comes with the vault. Some week you get some things, other week you get absolutely trash. This week I didn't really get anything exciting, but I've still got the ability to craft both the ultimate form. I can craft the master collection and the ultra rare. However, I'm still going to be needing 3 additional season coins, so I'll have to wait tomorrow until the event start, and I can get that either from the retro pack or I can get that from the event. So this week's news link, there's a power increase on 2 of the bosses. We've got a new boss called Ruby Boss as well. So the 2 bosses that's getting a update are the Diamond Boss and the Carillion Boss. So from what I've seen from the last event, which was the Commander event, that was a health increase, HP increase. This one is a power increase. So power increase means that the health will go up a bit and the damage output of the bosses will go up a bit. Hopefully it's not as much as the last event, I'm hoping, but you can never tell with network. So let's jump straight in and have a look at the cards that we've got for this week. First up will be the ultimate form, which is called Clandestine Clans, and this one is a pretty decent ultimate form. It will spawn 4 power gem 5s and 1 extra for every 200 noble killer intensity. It also has got 2 passive. The first one is called Shadow Step, which whenever gem crush happens, it will heal, basically. It will heal you for 15% of your maximum HP. That's the HP that you start the event with, or you start the battle with, not where HP is at the time when the skill becomes active. It will heal you for 15% of the maximum HP, and it will also dispel all debuff affecting your deck, basically. So we all know what debuffs are. Debuffs are like things like power gem silence, so on and so forth. However, you've got buff, which the boss puts on themselves, and I think the bosses are primarily running buffs. There's 2 buffs and 1 debuff. We'll speak a bit about that when we get there. The second passive is called Final Honor, and this one is where you get an attack boost. So whenever you get a gem crush, it will increase the attack of all noble cards by 120%, and this stacks. Now the debuff for this one is dodge. Now dodge is not a debuff. Let's get that correct. Dodge is not a debuff. Dodge is a buff. It's something that the boss puts onto themselves, so it's able to dodge your attack. So your passive isn't gonna affect this. You will need cards that's got counter skill, which cleanses dodge. Okay, so that's the counter skill for this card, dodge. So the bosses will be running dodge, and your support card actually dispels weaken. Now weaken will affect this card because it does give you an attack boost. So weaken is a debuff that affects any cards that gives a attack boost. Plus it also takes away 50% of your total damage if you don't dispel it. So it's an annoying debuff. It's not terrible, but it's an annoying debuff. So we're gonna take a look secondly at our master collection card, which is Master Hero, and this one will spawn 4 power gem 4s and 1 extra for every 200 noble killer intensity. It's also got Final Honor, which increases the attack of all noble cards for 1 turn, and as I said, they stack. So this one will stack with the one from your ultimate form, and you have got the similar type of boost on your event card as well. We'll talk about that when we get there. Now if you've got 3 copies of this, 1 copy of your ultra rare and your ultimate form, then you've got quite a nice boost on your deck, because that will give you, with 4 cards giving you 120% attack boost. That's 480 if you've got 4 cards doing that. So it's quite a nice deck, as I said. I've seen more powerful decks, however it's not a bad deck. Let's take a look at the ultra rare. So your ultra rare will your ultra rare is a pretty decent ultra rare this week. It's not a bad ultra rare, because I've seen ultra rare that doesn't really do much for your deck, but this one will spawn 6 power gem 4s, not 4 like your master collection card or your ultimate form, but 6, and it has the ability to increase that number based on intensity. So 200 intensity will give you an extra power gem 4, which is quite nice. It's also got Shadow Step, which will heal you for 15% of your maximum HP, and it will dispel all debuff affecting your deck. The only one that will affect this passive is Toxin, because Toxin affect any skill that heals, so that one will be affected by Toxin. This one counters fear, so fear is actually a buff. Master collection card counters fear, so fear is a buff as well, so that's 2 buff the bosses will be running. Now this is your event card, and the event card is quite nice. I like the event card. The event card will spawn 2 power gem 4s, not power gem 1, 2 or 3s, but power gem 4s, and it has the ability to increase the number of power gems it produces based on intensity. However, it's quite slow because the intensity is 300. I think 200 would have been the upper limit. 250 is pushing it a bit, but 300 makes it really slow. However, it's still got the ability to produce power gems based on intensity, which is quite nice. It's got a passive on it. It's quite different from the passive on your master collection card in the ultimate form. This one will increase the attack of noble killer heroes by 20%. Now 20% is a bit meager, a bit small, 50% would have been much better, because this is it should really be half the power of the Master Collection card, but there's a massive difference between the Master Collection card and the event card. So event card is a nice event card, really love an event card, and I think it's a good one to have, so it's not bad. If you've got two of these cards and say free support card, you've got a deck that's not really powerful, but it's a nice deck because you've got a bit of both. So let's take a look at the support card. So your support card for this week is, it's a pretty average support card. It produces gems and it heals. So it will spawn 8 fire gems, and it will heal whenever gem crush happens. It will heal your deck for 5% of maximum HP, and that's pretty much your support card in a nutshell. However, your support card does counter weaken, and as I said, weaken will affect any card that gives an attack boost. So that means your Master Collection card and your Ultimate Form, because those two cards have got the ability to increase, and your main card as well. So your main card, your Master Collection card, and your Ultimate Form, all three cards have got the ability to increase Noble Killer's attack, and they will be affected by weaken. Plus, as I said, weaken does affect your damage output as well. It does have your damage output of your deck, so you need to dispel that one. So this card will be one that you probably need to stick on your deck. But if you've got the ultra rare will dispel it as well, because the ultra rare does dispel all debuff, which is quite nice, really nice. So your deck for this week is not a bad deck. I think it's a good deck. I've seen more powerful decks. One of the more powerful decks is one of the decks that I'll be running at the start of the event, and I think it will do quite well in the event, and probably later on when I craft the Ultimate Form, I'll compare the current deck to that deck, and then I'll see which one of the decks is better to run. Then I'll make my recommendation based on the comparison. But tomorrow we'll do our possible deck combination. We'll have a look at those decks. So this is the deck that I'm planning to run. We've got Despot of Despair, which will give me the killer skill. So this is a similar card to say Hardworn Gorillas or Freedom Fighters. However, it only deals 150% of the main damage with its nuke. And the nuke isn't multiplied by the amount of keys. So whereas Freedom Fighters nuke is multiplied by the number of keys that you use, so you get a 5-time boost on the nuke damage. This one, whether you use 1 key or 3 keys, it's still 150%, which is basically a nerf to this skill. So this skill was a really good skill when it first came out. However, since it's been nerfed, all the cards after Hardworn Gorillas were pretty much like a lion with broken tooth, so they're not really that brilliant. They're okay for like GVG and like giving you the killer skill, but apart from that, they're not as useful as say Hardworn Gorillas. So this is the deck that I'm planning to run. So I've got the Bonafide Brawlers deck, and I'm using 3 cards from that, and I'm using Circuit Break Hilaria to actually give them an increase in damage. So Circuit Break Hilaria will increase the damage, the attack of all arcane killer cards by 1200%, making it a really good utility card, making the deck quite powerful really. So this is the deck I'm planning to run at the start of the event. The killer skill from Despot of Despair is only 400%, while the bonus from the current Ultimate Form will be 900. So it's a bit less powerful, but it's quite effective. I would say quite effective. So if you've got cards, these cards, you can put them together and make quite a nice deck. One of the decks that you could run as well, as I said earlier, is 2 main cards if you've got 2 main card, or 1 main card if you've got 1 main card. You could put this Spot of Despair to get the killer skill. So this is the formation that I'm talking about. So you've got Bionic Samurai. I've got 2 copies of that, and I've got 2 copies of the support card as well. You could put this Spot of Despair on board, and this Spot of Despair will give them the killer skill, giving them a 400% attack increase, which will make the deck a bit more powerful than just using 3 support cards and 2 main card. So this one is a bit more, relatively a bit more powerful than, as I said, 3 support card and 2 main card or event card. So that's a nice little deck that you could think of using tomorrow. But anyway, we'll speak about decks tomorrow and possible deck combination, and we'll try out a few decks and see how we get on. But until then, this is Octane saying thanks for watching the video. Thanks to all of you, my subscribers out there. Really appreciate you guys' support. Really appreciate your comments. Really appreciate you guys just watching my videos. So thanks to all of you guys out there. For those of you who haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like, share the video. This is Octane saying peace, enjoy the rest of your day, and bye for now.